All right, so it's super windy out here, and what you may have heard in the past is, hey, put the ball back in your stance, and that actually creates more spin. I'd rather take more club and swing easier. The easier I swing, the less spin's gonna go on the ball, and I should be able to keep it out of this wind. Let's see. Looks like it's fighting it off, and it's finding my favorite place on that side of the fairway. Good angle into the flag. So Coach Kris here has actually found another way to deal with the wind. He's hit the ball into the trees where he's blocked out from the wind. So in this situation, he's got to be careful because he's not going to feel the wind here, but his ball's absolutely going to be affected once he gets it back into play. Oh, it's pure. Shot of the day right there. All right, so I've gotten a great angle in here. It's still windy as all get out. So I only have about 150 to the flag, but I'm going to be taking my 175 club because again, I want to swing easy so that I can keep the spin down. But the thing is, even when you're swinging easy, you have to commit. So Coach Josh, you said you grew up in windy New Mexico, and this is no big deal for you. So what's your take on this hole here? We have about 140-ish yards with a crosswind downhill. How are you going to tackle this one?
I'm going to club up at least one, maybe two, depending on kind of where I am in my clubs. At this point, I'm going one club up of normal, and then I'm really going to try to keep it low so the wind doesn't snap it left. I'm going to kind of try to play kind of a cut off of the right edge of the green, hold it against that wind, because if anything, that wind's going to push it way too far left. And I want to guard against that.
Awesome, I love it. Let's see it. Oh, that looks exactly like what you described right there. That thing didn't budge offline. Well done. Well, I'm going to take an 8-iron here because my ball's been drying lately, so I know with this wind it's going to over-exaggerate. So I see Josh's ball just on the right edge there. I'm going to aim right at it, take what I feel like is a half swing. I know it's a little bit more than that, and ride that wind. Oh, yeah, the wind dies, but it stayed straight at Josh's ball. So all things considered, I'm happy with it. So Josh, tell us about your putting situation. You say this is born from the wind. What does that mean?
So growing up in western New Mexico, you get 40, 50 mile an hour winds all the time. And what I started doing is I started getting a really wide stance just so I wouldn't get blown over. There's times where the gust would hit you, you get knocked off balance, you hit a bad putt. So I got a really wide stance, and then since that, a normal putter came way up top to me. So I cut this down. This is actually a 32-inch putter. Cut it way down here so I can take that wide step, still have my arms straight extended. Allows me to have a nice solid base in a windy day like this and be able to control the putter a lot better.
Awesome.
So that nice wide base, the wind doesn't do anything. Give me a birdie.
Oh! All right, so I'm doing something a little different. Coach Josh took a Stinger 3-wood. Coach Kris took a Stinger 3-iron. I'm going to take a bunt driver. This is old Grant Rogers special from down at the Bandon Dunes Resort. I'm going to tee it low, and I'm going to swing so smooth that the wind has no opportunity to even touch this ball.
What do you got here, Blaine? You're stuck behind the trees a little.
A little bit behind the trees here, but that's okay. Because I like to shape the ball. So I'm only about 100 yards away, but I'm going to take an 8-iron. And I'm going to swing super easy, but I feel like the loft on this club is a little... I can actually shape this ball, so I'm going to aim quite a bit left. Tilt my spine just a hair, and then a nice silky hold off that finish. There it is. All right, so we finally got to a hole here that's a little bit downwind. We're blocked by it with all these trees, but I know it's up there. I know it's coming left to right. When I swing hard, I typically hit a little bit of a fade, so we're going to ride this wind down the left side of the fairway, see if we can cut it back into the center. 130 yards with a left to right wind, and I normally hit a baby fade anyway, so I'm actually going to take my 125 club, hit a stock shot just left of this flag, and let the wind bring it back to the right over by where that hole is. Should be good.
Oh, right on it.
All right, so Coach Kris, you hit the biggest drive out of all of us on this hole, which means you have the shortest distance. Means you need a higher lofted club. What's your strategy here to keep it out of the wind?
So normally with like this 130 shot, I'd be taking my 50 degree and just taking kind of a normal stock swing at it. Here we're gonna take the pitching wedge. Just take a little bit easier of a swing, kind of play for the draw. The wind's blowing left to right, so if I play for my draw, it should stay pretty straight.